Hello, this is the Box Banter podcast, Australia's most premium, prestige, and professional F1 podcast. I just made that up right then and there.
On Mondays.
On Mondays?
On Mondays, yep.
Specifically between the time of 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, yes.
Yep. That is when we are, that is prime time.
In the New South Wales region.
Yeah.
My name's Raymond. This is Timmy to my right. How's it going?
That is I. It's all right.
Did you get, how much extra sleep did you get last night through the race? You texted me. I'll just remind you, just because I think it's worth reminding.
Right.
You texted me that we were in for a boring race, that you were not looking forward to it, and it's going to be dreadfully boring.
That's right.
Do you still feel the same post viewing?
It was okay. I rolled over to fall asleep. Like once everything was done, and I watched a little bit of the podium and all the rest of it, I rolled over to go to sleep, and I thought to myself, I really enjoyed that Grand Prix. That reminded me of an older era race.
So I'm glad that you said that. I wasn't anticipating you saying that.
Okay.
But I think what Lewis did at Barcelona, I think, was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they literally were confident with their strategy. They executed it perfectly. They didn't make any stupid mistakes.
Yep.
And he came away with his first Ferrari win. Probably at a track where everyone was talking that they were going to be like, they were in for a good chance, but Mercedes still just had their number.
Oh, yeah.
They pretty much, I'd say when was the last time you saw strategy be used to win a Grand Prix?
Exactly.
So I do agree with you that it does feel like an older Grand Prix, but you're right. When the race finished and I was thinking about it after and I was thinking about it during the day, I thought, all of the negativity that was around the sport, and we were a part of that. It wasn't great to watch how different it feels all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The cars still sound like doo-doo, and the battery situation is still probably not ideal.
I didn't pick anything up about the battery during that race.
Well, I'm just talking in terms of like if this is the direction that we're heading more and more to, or if we do take a left-hand turn and head down the V8 route. I have to say it was an entertaining race. Anyone who left the sport now because it's not as trendy or your KO subscription is super expensive.
All the commentary drops out.
All the lack of commentary.
Yeah, makes it a bit of a tough
pick your
watch.
reason.
Yeah.
I think you missed out on genuinely a good race.
Yeah, no, that was a good race. And that's what I mean. And so I've got a couple of talking points, and one of them is good racing, strategy versus crashing. I mean, how often in the sport now do you see a procession? And you think to yourself, I'd love a bit more action in the form of crashing.
Sure.
But this race shows that you don't need that. I mean, did we see any crashes during the race? I don't really recall any.
No, only just
a couple of breakdowns,
like
things like
DNFs.
that.
Yeah,
but the racing had strategy. You didn't know how that race was going to unfold. Even without that VSC, I think Lewis was in with a good shot. The Alonso VSC. But I think that race showed that if they could just find a way to get the tyres to do what they did in Spain more often, where it opens strategy up, you're in for good racing.
Well, when was the last time you saw a three-stop strategy? Like,
I can't.
Literally, when was the last time?
Long time.
I
texted you early in the race, and I thought the Red Bulls, I thought they were looking like the only ones that might do a three-stop based off all the mediums they had. And traditionally hards can do bloody 150 laps of any track.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't expect it from Ferrari, and I don't know if their strat changed on the fly. But straight away, I was pretty excited at the thought of a Red Bull at least doing a three-stop and seeing how that panned out.
Well, it's interesting that Hamilton and Verstappen, two of the most experienced and championship-winning drivers on the grid, both were committed to a three-stop strategy.
Yeah.
Almost like they were anticipating, or their experience was paying off, where everyone else was committing to a two-stop.
Trying to tour, yeah.
So I thought that was interesting that the old heads kind of were on the same sort of wavelength, so to speak.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. That was a great race, and I'm happy to call it a great race, even though, like you said with the batteries, a part of me at some point was kind of like, I kind of wish they wound it back a fraction to where it was closer to the start of the year for a bit more action. Mm-hmm. But again, we saw later in the race with the Mercedes, like the racing can happen. It can happen. And I would have loved to see with how much Lewis checked out, I almost wish he got the chance to pass George on track, because I think he could have done it.
Wow, okay. I mean, I think Ferrari, that's a pretty big statement.
But you don't drive 20 seconds down the road unless
No,
he could have battled him.
but we know it can be very difficult to still pass. It's not impossible, and maybe it is easier than the
so
last
maybe
4
that's
years.
the wrong way to word it. I think they could have had a wheel-to-wheel battle that lasted quite a few laps.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in the way that Kimi could constantly come back at George and fight George, and then he might drop back just over a second and kind of reset, and then he can mount another attack.
Yeah,
I think the wheel-to-wheel action certainly is some of the best that we've seen in a long time, and the most we're getting quite a lot of consistency of it too, which is good. I think keeping to Ferrari at the moment, like you want with your talking point.
Yeah, we're pivoting it a little bit.
Is this Hamilton's team now? That's the perception I get.
Yeah.
So based on just his words in post-race interviews and things like that, he's really referencing that the team is starting to listen to him more and they're implementing the things that he wants into the car. Now, obviously, they moved away from Brembo brakes, a partnership that they had for a very long time.
Forever, effectively.
And Hamilton was obviously given the okay to use them.
Yeah.
And now that has rolled on to Charles going, well, fuck you, Brembo. I'm heading over to these guys too.
Yep.
So is this his team now?
At the moment, yeah, 100%. I mean, you got to look. Just look at the standings. We said it's going to take Kimi to have some DNFs for things to get interesting. With the pace Ferrari shown, I mean, what was the gap? 40-odd points? There's a hell of a long season to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ferrari would be stupid to not already start looking at Hamilton as we're in with a shot. And from where they were at the start of the year, and we said, 3 races ago, they've dropped behind Red Bull and McLaren as they're now the 4th best team.
Well, yeah.
And as well, I give myself some credit. I said week to week, we're going to see big changes in the ladder with how quickly people will develop these cars.
Sure.
Don't say sure, it's the truth. I said that.
Yeah.
I made that claim.
Well,
and here we are.
Okay. All right, I'll have to take your word for it.
You will, because you don't remember
your
a
word's
damn thing.
not worth much, but
I'm a man of my word. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
He is. We haven't seen this Lewis in years. And it's been all year. We saw it was pretty close between both Ferrari drivers in the first 2 or 3 rounds, but it was actually close. It wasn't close last year. This year they've come in pretty even pegging, and then Hamilton's just hit another level in these last sort of 3 races.
It feels like last year's car was Leclerc's car, and that would make sense.
Makes sense, 100%. Yeah.
And it feels like this year's car is Lewis's car. I wonder if, I like to speculate about how these conversations go, or what does a driver like Lewis Hamilton expect from a team like Ferrari and vice versa? Knowing that they've already got Charles Leclerc in the team and they keep basically referencing that he's the future, right? So they just signed another contract and he's there till I think it was 2030. I think so. He is Ferrari's guy, right? So now you're coming into somebody's team that's already quite established there, and it feels like last year was a case of let's do it Charles's way, no major changes. Let's see what we can do with it. Get accustomed to the car, get accustomed to the Ferrari chassis, the Brembo brakes, all this sort of stuff, and then obviously it was a miserable and a dreadful season for Hamilton, and he has this narrative that he was in a low point last year, but he's now feeling like his old self this year. So I like to speculate that this year he sat down with Fred and said, all right, this year, if you guys, I know how to win championships. I've done it 7 times. I was a part of a team that did it 8 times. If you want to bring back winning culture, I know what is required. You have to trust me. You have to let the leash go a little bit and trust the process. And I wonder if that's starting to show now.
Yeah, you do got to wonder background conversations and if anything will ever come out. I mean, you got to wonder what was in Leclerc's contract, for starters, because this is a funny period. I mean, if Leclerc can be smart enough to know he can benefit and Ferrari can benefit from whatever Hamilton has to say, but also know Hamilton's time is incredibly limited.
Well, that's right. He's not the future,
up,
right?
Yeah.
It's not. If we're only backing one horse, it's him, and you could lose your seat.
Yeah.
It's no, your seat is secure. We just extended your contract, so you know it's secure.
Yeah.
You might not be world champion this year or next year.
Exactly.
But we're bringing in some professional help.
Yeah.
For top dollar.
Exactly. You don't bring in a 7-time champ and not give him the keys to the car.
No.
To the team. Like, that's the thing. He's a waste if you don't bring him in. And literally, and it would almost make sense to do that. Go last year, you're coming into this year with new regs. You know that Ferrari would be based fully around Charles. But then if that was the case, why was Lewis such a sad boy last year? Why did he say the things he said where he's, I'm useless, I'm no good? It's like, what was the point of that if you knew going into this year, that's when you'd really be relied upon?
Yeah, I guess you could. That is interesting. I guess you could either say that he's one for the dramatics. You know, he always has one. He's always been one of those. Yeah, he's got a bit of eccentricness to him, and I don't know if that's a word, but I just used it, and I think you understood it.
Yeah,
So
I've just really got it.
Yep.
Maybe it's the Kim K effect as well.
Well, you know, like getting the keys to someone else's car and having to adapt your driving style to that, that's always going to be a weird experience. And you probably will think to yourself, am I forgetting how to drive? Is it gone? Have I lost my touch? You know, you've kind of had this sort of level of consistency for so long. Next thing you know, you're in this new car and you're like, I feel like an idiot in this thing. Like I can't do nothing, you know? So to see that major swing where maybe the car is designed more around him and his driving style and, you know, obviously adding like his brand of brakes and however, I guess he likes the car more to feel, which I would have to assume slippery because all those cars were pretty slippery out there and some drivers looked more confident than others.
I mean, the best top tier drivers do like a car that is edgy and pointy.
Yeah. And he's repaid Ferrari for that probably that seemingly that trust that they had in like, okay, Lewis, let's do it your way.
Yeah.
And let's put kind of what Charles prefers or what he's like on the back burner for the moment. And let's listen to you and your winning culture, bring that back to Ferrari. They didn't get a single win last year. Yeah. So already paid off in my opinion. You know, they've already had more success this season than they did last season. And they look genuinely like they could fight for the title, especially if they do, you know, commit to a one driver backing and Ferrari and Mercedes, don't. And they're just constantly battling each other and taking time and taking points off each other.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing. There's the two most recent Ferrari race winners are not named Charles Leclerc.
So Carlos Sainz.
Yeah. And Lulu.
Yeah, right. You're including the Lewis one as well. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's very telling, isn't it? Isn't that sort of saying that Charles's way wasn't working and something wasn't quite right? So now it's going to take some time.
It's almost like they're putting
some patience.
A pause on his career.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, hold your ambitions at bay here. The next two, like, again, maybe in his contract, it was promised, you know, Lewis is gone at the end of next year. Like, I don't know how old he is, 28 something. You've got just 2 years. You just need to just learn. Yeah. Learn from Lewis, and the mistakes are creeping in real bad for him as well. Like, just take some time, learn world championship culture. And we as a team need to learn it again, relearn it.
Believe. Like, listen to all of the Ferrari radio between Lewis and his engineer. It was full of positivity. It was almost comical because it was like, it was almost like his engineer couldn't believe it was working. It was like that. You're almost witnessing in real time of like, holy shit, this is actually happening. Like, holy crap. And Lewis is like, calm down. All right, I know what I'm doing. You know, like, but it was nice to see Ferrari like that compared to just the shambles that they have been in, especially last year. I mean, how many memes came from last season alone from Ferrari?
Yeah. I mean, I thought they weren't going to take that stop as well. Like, I texted you when they went around the first time, I was like, am I missing something? This is a win-win. But, you know, they redeemed themselves.
Yeah.
Just.
Well, it was perfect timing, really, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very convenient, wasn't
it? Yeah. Anything else you want to cover on Ferrari or want to move on?
No, I'm happy to move on. So I think this is a good place because I don't know where else we'll do it to talk about Oscar.
Okay.
And what the actual fuck is going on with that guy.
Yeah, great. This is my favorite part of the episode for sure.
Well, I just got to say, I feel like the story is now being very consistent. Practice 1, practice 2, practice 3, pretty good. Q1, pretty good. After that, not good. Not good. Doesn't have it to Lando.
So hang on, what are you saying? Are you saying that is that when it matters most, he's just not got enough there all of a sudden? Or when you have to start taking more risks to find that extra time, he's not quite as comfortable in operating in that area compared to the other 6 cars ahead of him?
Well, I don't know what it is, and that's the sad thing. Because last year we saw him put him on the dash and get it done when he needed to. We saw that from him last year. I've always thought, like watching last year and so far this year, him and Lando are very, very close, pace-wise, performance-wise. They're actually very evenly matched teammates. that probably says something about Oscar because he's only been in the sport, a lot less time than Lando.
Sure.
He's got a few years under his belt now, but at the end of the day, experience is key. So, go Oscar for being on Lando. World Championship, Lando Norris is level. But something's gone off this year. And these are the comments that Nico Rosberg and Jacques Villeneuve said.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly what it was because I thought you would have seen it, but it was along the lines of people are forgetting about him because he's just not or his stocks have dropped a lot year on year.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only is he not, the car's never always going to be 100%, but he's not doing anything. He's falling 30 seconds behind his teammate in the race.
Yeah.
In equal machinery. And it's just, where has this come from? Where is this absolute lack of pace? I mean, he's losing spots on lap 1.
Yeah, I mean, he looked full of confidence last season and he looks full of no confidence this season. I mean, the car looks like it is third or fourth best right now. Probably fourth best, maybe. It's probably still ahead of the Red Bulls.
The Red Bulls always going to be really hard to analyze because of their driver lineup.
Yeah. So let's just say they're the third best car. Lando's essentially doing what he needs to be doing right now.
Yeah, he needs to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of pieces.
Oscar's lost all of his confidence. Like, he can't defend. As soon as Charles got past him, he was just dropping like a second a lap.
Yeah,
like
that's he was rolling around in 7th.
Yeah.
And got bailed out to 5th, which is, again, you got all the drivers that DNF'd and had issues in front of him to still only come 5th. And like you said, Lando capitalised, which is all you can do. That's what Ricciardo used to do. In the Red Bull days, you capitalise. When you have the best car, you capitalise when others fail. And he's so far off at the moment. Yeah,
I can't, you can only assume it's because of how much less grip this car has to last year. I mean, I know that the narrative last year was on the low grip surface tracks. He struggled compared to Lando, which seemed to be mostly in the back half of the season. But he's always been consistently the best guy through Europe, through his F3, F2 careers. Yeah. And then,
he won this race last year.
Exactly. And last season came out of Europe, on top. So I was definitely sadly surprised to see him only qualify 7th and basically not be able to move through the field at all.
Is it a case of, does he write himself off or the team off too early? Does he go through practice and everyone's sandbagging and everyone's kind of playing their games and the car seems competitive, and then when the chips are on the table and he doesn't quite have that overall pace, is that it? Does he go? Does he get a bit unmotivated?
No, I don't think I see that in him.
Is he going Max goes 10 tenths? Doesn't matter what he's driving. Doesn't matter what session it is. He's the 10th approach. Does Oscar wind it back a bit knowing he can exert every bit of danger, every bit of limit out of the car for maybe 5th? And is he not doing that? Does he understand, okay, the car's not good enough for me to get a 1st, 2nd, 3rd position, so then he just eases it off a little?
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that he's kind of a driver. It's that's a weird way to drive. He's
but you look at it right now. Stroll, Hulkenberg. These drivers are not going 10 tenths because what differences make? That's what I'm just. It's a theory. Is Oscar just not? He's also coming off the high of last year, going into every qualifying session knowing I can get pole and I can win this race. Is it a bit of defeat? He goes into this year, let's fresh start. Let's go. Australia crashes before the race. Doesn't get to start round 2. Japan, he has a good quali session again. Maybe it's that motivation. No, the car feels pretty good. Defeat. McLaren stole the victory from him. And then literally since then, it's been no good.
Yeah, I think I'd put it down to a confidence thing. I think it's how the season ended last year. And, he might not ever find himself in that opportunity. And, hopefully that's not something opportunity again, I should say. Hopefully that's not something that's, already kind of weighing his mind down of, how different the car can change year on year.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's it's not quite as easy as what I had last year. The moment that car changed with its upgrades and it had less grip, things started to fall apart. This year's definitely just seems like that same thing, but on a whole nother scale again. I mean, the Australia thing was, you could say it was an anomaly, but is he almost is he too tentative with the car? Is he too soft with it? You know, is he too afraid of it?
Exactly. Is he not
scared of the car?
Yeah, is he not maximising the performance of the car?
Yeah, and it's hard to watch him knowing that he obviously has some talent, but then, you know, the other kind of thing that goes hand in hand with it is we mentioned, I think it was last week, he seems to struggle in the mid pack, like overtaking, and maybe isn't patient enough. Or no, it was in Canada because he
T-boned everybody.
Yeah. So I wonder if it's a confidence thing in potentially his overtake capabilities, especially in a car that moves around a lot.
Yeah.
And is maybe a little bit more unpredictable to him. So he's a little gun shy, and then just playing it a little too safe. So I don't know if it's just going to be a thing of like, all right, you're just going to have to grind out the season. You're just going to have to get the experience underneath you and get to a point where you're now confident in how the cars are going to react as you're pushing it harder and harder and taking more risks. Something that guys like your Hamilton and your Verstappen will be well averse to.
You maximise everything you get.
Yeah, and even Lando being in the sport for 8 years, 9 years, however long he's been, he's going to have a lot more understanding of that movement, you know, track to track, race to race.
Yeah, I mean, that's where, and we said this that same day, for me, I find a lot of comparisons with him and Sebastian Vettel, which sounds like a good thing, 4-time world champion, except the bloke never won off the front row. The bloke needed the best car on the grid to get the job done. He had a decent Ferrari that could compete with the Mercedes until it fell apart every year. He needed the best car to get the job done. And that may be where Oscar lies. I mean, have we seen Oscar do what Hadjar did, as an example? Hadjar finished one spot behind him in Spain. But the guy had to drop all the way to the back of the pack, raced his way back through to tenacity and pace and patience.
Sounds like you're a fan of Hadjar all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was a good drive. I'm just saying, is Oscar like a Vettel, where it's, if the car's on, like, forget about it. But he needs the car right in his window. Yeah,
I think that's absolutely what's happening.
Whereas, like you said,
the car, I don't think the car is going to be in his window for as long as he's at McLaren. No. So it's this thing again of like, should he be making the move? Should he have
he needs
extended
his own
the contract?
team where he is the number one. The R&D path goes down with him, and he can probably do what he needs to do in that case.
Look, I'll be the first to admit that when you're a fan of someone, especially if they're like from your country, and like that's how we operate. Like there's lots of drivers on the grid that I like, but no one will be above Oscar Piastri for me because he's from our country. If
you're going to support someone, it needs
and it gives me more of an interest in the sport because it's like I have someone genuinely I want to back.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if you're just watching the sport and you just pick your favorite color or your favorite manufacturer or whatever, you like the look of some dude,
right.
You know, that's different. You're not as much skin in the game. So it is hard watching these races with skin in the game, and you don't want to believe that, like, what do they call it? Hopium.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to believe
we hear that a lot last year.
Yeah. You don't want to believe that these things are true, but at some point you kind of have to then see it for what it is. And I'm not necessarily writing him off right now, but I think he's in a dangerous spot where he could either permanently be a number 2 driver, and boy, has there been some really good number 2 drivers throughout F1, you know, who never could surpass that number 1 driver for whatever reason.
That's what I'm scared of. The writing is on the wall for Australians in Formula 1. He is trying to break the mold, but
he's got to be more selfish. He's got to be more daring. He's got to be more just throw the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
flash the full face of the blade.
Yeah. That's
a cricket reference too, by the way.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I'll just let that one go through the keeper, you know.
Yeah, I could see. It was nothing.
Go through the keeper.
Yeah.
Got you back.
Touche.
Oscar, he's I don't know. Get better. Figure it out. Get better. Yeah. I mean, I compared him to Sebastian Vettel, so I don't think it was at all a negative segment.
Well, look, if he eventually becomes a 4-time world champion, then I'm happy with that.
Very happy. All right, we'll move on to the categories then, if you're okay with it.
Yeah, well, 2 talking points.
That was 3.
Oh, by the way...
That was 3 talking points. The Claire versus Lewis, the strategy.
Yep.
The strategy stuff, and the Piastri struggles.
Okay.
That was also half an hour.
Just really quick, I just wanted to mention with the Ferrari stuff, isn't it interesting how, since Charles has extended that contract, he crashed in Monaco qualifying, he crashed in Monaco Grand Prix,
Yeah,
Yep.
of course, yeah.
And then he,
Crashed in qualifying in Spain.
and then had a DNF for the race. So he's yet to have like
A result.
exactly. A single result post contract signing.
Yeah. No, don't worry, Hookie. He's coming up.
Okay.
He's coming up. By the way, this is the last time I run an episode because you're a control freak.
It just comes natural. I'm a dominant. You're a submissive.
Yeah. No,
we're just falling into our natural
big time
roles.
sub over here. All right, final boss. We've got 3 categories, 3 nominees for you for this category. The best of the weekend, if you will.
Okay.
All right. So the first one, Lewis Hamilton,
Mhm.
106th career win.
How can it not be him, really?
Okay. Second one, Britain for the first podium lockout since 1968. That country.
Surprised that hasn't happened before this. There's always so
Shocker.
many
25%
British
of
drivers.
the grid is traditionally British.
Yeah. So jokes on them. I think that's actually poor form.
I mean, think of the last 5 years. You've had Norris in form, Russell in form, Hamilton in form. At some point,
Look, I'll say right now, if we had 5 Aussies on the grid, we would have clicked off that triple podium much quicker, much sooner.
I got to wonder. I should have done some research. Has any other country even got one of these? Like Germany's maybe the closest bet, but I don't reckon that's even happened.
Or Italy. Like a lot of Italians in the sport in the early days, wasn't there?
Yeah, true. Or maybe Finnish
Nah, I don't see that.
with Mika and Kimi, but then I don't know who your third would be.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
my bet is probably not. But
Yeah.
the fact that Britain's have only done it, the British have only done it. This is the first time since 1968. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Anyway, third nominee, the livery for Racing Bulls.
Delivery.
That was for Racing Bulls. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that was
Yep.
unreal.
Well, that's definitely not getting my final boss nominee.
Honestly, Lewis had such a high. He set the bar so damn high. It was hard to find a third.
Look, Kim,
But shout out to their livery. They do some good stuff over there.
yeah, they're probably one of the best, aren't they?
Yeah, their liveries
For,
are freaking awesome.
Yeah, they do a good job.
That's why I got it in there.
Whoever that designer is bravo to them.
I mean, the way the wheel covers look, they're the first thing I noticed. I was like, the wheel covers look good. And then you see the rest of the body, and you're like, fuck. I mean, in Japan, they had that Tokyo livery with the red in it, and
the cherry blossoms.
Yeah. Awesome.
The British thing, like I said, I think that's more of an
L.
Yeah, more of an L than a
How have you
W.
not done this yet?
Yeah, like honestly,
Yeah. You've only had one of the top 3.
It's your sport, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I mean, you've only had one Mount Rushmore driver the whole time for the last 20 years. And he's had plenty of good, I mean, his own teammate, George, they were in good cars together. All you needed was one more.
I think Lewis Hamilton is easy. There's no question. I mean, he put on a good show. He executed the strategy perfectly.
Yeah.
He looked fast. He didn't look like he was just trying to hang on to the end. He looked legitimately fast.
Checked out.
Yeah.
Absolutely checked out.
It felt like watching 2017, 2018 Lewis Hamilton for a little bit there.
Yeah.
And, that era doesn't... not a lot of great memories for us in that era. And there's certainly a lot of races where we're like, oh, fuck off, Hamilton. Like, seriously.
Yep.
And this race, I was rooting for him. I really was. I mean, I wanted to see that Ferrari podium. I wanted to see him join that illustrious list of Ferrari winners.
Yep.
We got to see Durag Hamilton on the podium, which was different.
That was a shock, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, what
we
he
had the it almost looks like a mullet because it's like so
like
long and free flowing at the back.
Like a poodle.
Yeah, so you had that airing out all weekend.
Yeah,
and
he get do-ragged up.
Yeah.
It was a shock.
Shared a little tear with his team singing the Italian national anthem.
Yeah, he brought up the
We
towel.
got the full drama.
Yeah.
Full Hamilton drama.
That's
so
true.
whilst Piastri did piss all, it was really nice to watch Hamilton, win a Grand Prix on strategy and pace. But
that's the thing.
The strategy
and this is what we
definitely-
were potentially robbed of. I'd much rather, just tenfold, Hamilton win than George. But I also would have loved to have seen that battle.
Mhm.
Ex-teammates, they ended their tenure together, just bang on equal on points. A lot of history there.
lot to fight for.
Could George stand in the way? With what terrible year he's having, could he stand in the way? Could he defy Lewis from this destiny? And the F1 gods had other plans. They decided to make it easy for him.
Maybe if we're good boys, we'll get that later in the year.
Maybe. I feel like we could.
Like, because we're the goodest boys, or
I'm a good boy. I don't know about you. All I do is pray to the F1 gods.
yeah,
And they're answering.
Yeah.
They're answering with some good stuff.
keep praying.
All right, so Lewis Hamilton's the final boss of the Spanish Grand Prix. You happy with that? Lock that in?
Lock it in.
All right. The Noob Award. 3 nominees once again. Spain for not being, big enough to attract Kim K.
Yep.
And she missed out.
Yep.
She missed out.
She attended.
If only she could have her time again.
Where did she go? Where did she spend her weekend?
I actually did look it up because I just wanted to verify she wasn't in Spain.
Sure.
I mean, the TV cameras certainly didn't catch her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was at some fashion event.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Meanwhile, her sister, who was it? Which one's this? Which one?
There's a few. She's got a few.
We had a brief discussion about this off air. Was that the Knicks game 5?
Oh yeah. The youngest one is
Jenna, Kylie.
Kylie. Yeah.
Kylie Jenner.
Yep.
I mean, what a life. What a life these people live. I'd love to be at game 5 Knicks.
You'd love to.
Was she the one at Monaco as well with Kim?
No, I don't think so. So, Hen, you would love to be a basic white bitch and attach yourself to talented men? Is that what you're saying?
Or does that sound that awful? Hey, you could be at the Monaco Grand Prix right there. You could be at game 5.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Watching Knicks Spurs. That would have been cool.
Guess I'd do it.
I mean, come on.
Where would you
They
rather?
need to lie to me right now.
Where would you actually rather be? The NBA final game or Barcelona? Or Monaco? I'll throw Monaco in there as well.
I've been to Formula 1, so I haven't been to an NBA game, certainly not a finals game. So
Okay.
yeah, I've been to Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's like,
So you're saying
that's
the
like
other
Monaco.
sister won?
Yeah. If they were to go Jenna versus Kardashian for the last weekend, I'd say the Jenna one.
Okay.
I mean,
No,
she's sitting there with
just- I'm
Timothy
glad-
Chalamet in Texas, watching a great game. It was a great game, by the way.
I'm glad we cleared that
It
up.
was anyway.
Yeah.
So that's A for noob.
Sure.
Spain. B, Harry Benjamin,
Which is?
Crofty's replacement, and he's no Crofty.
I know the voice. I don't know the name, but
That's the name. I have
but
to
he
look it up.
does the F1 highlights on YouTube.
Yeah,
because I've heard his voice
he does
before.
He does the. I looked it up. He does the radio call normally.
Yeah, and I think they use that on the highlights
Yeah.
reels because I've heard his voice before.
Yeah.
I actually think he does a good job.
I
don't
he
miss
didn't
Crofty.
bring excitement. That was the thing that I kind of noticed, and maybe that's why I might have dozed off once or twice. Not because it was midnight.
Sure.
Like Crofty, the best thing about Crofty is the race starts, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Crofty can kind of piss off after that. I kind of like Brundle at that point. Just bias. I wish their bias would just really tone right down. But Crofty race starts. I don't know if it's nostalgia, but like that shit's been going on for such a long time. I love Crofty race starts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't there, and they couldn't figure out how to do all the track info pre-race. It was just like 2 minutes of silence
while the pitches
while
rolled.
the graphics were going.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened there. Crofty might have set him up somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
fine.
yeah, I don't know. I don't really care that much for Crofty. I thought this guy did a good job.
I don't like change.
No, I know you don't.
I mean,
yeah.
to be honest, I know there's color commentators and then there's your main commentator, but I also don't really like that this guy stepped into the main commentator role and then Brundle's still your color. It's like Brundle, I feel like you could step up and you
No,
could do
see, I don't think Brundle could carry a show. I think he's best as that guy that reacts or
color commentator.
yeah. I mean, keep bringing race into it, but it's fine.
It's no race. It's just, it's what they call it. Unless it is about color, then sue me. All right, and C, Bortolotto for not scoring a point despite 8 DNFs, and Colapinto ahead of him getting a 10-second penalty. And the car was clearly fast, the Audi.
Yeah,
The Hulk was doing a good
okay.
job.
It's C.
Yeah.
It's C. I'm not giving any awards to Kim. She doesn't need
The
them.
award wasn't for Kim. The award was for Spain.
Sorry.
Spain apparently is not big enough to lure Kim K.
Mm.
And what she could have witnessed.
Yeah.
What she could have witnessed.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Good point. So that is pretty noteworthy.
Yeah.
Could have been there
I mean,
for
Spain's
an
no
iconic
Monaco.
Ferrari.
That's the headline. That should be the headline all week. Spain is no Monaco.
Actually, I think it was Brundle said this is going to make the front page of the news, not just the sports column. And I was like, isn't it interesting how this week we've got the Soccer World Cup going on. You've got that freedom fight, the UFC White House bullshit thing.
Oh, yeah.
You've got
NBA
the
finals.
NBA finals just happened. You've got the Stanley Cup finals happening as well. And then Lewis Hamilton gets his first Ferrari win. Is that the front page of everything?
And the 24-hour Le Mans.
Yeah, but no one cares about that. That's not front page.
That's not true. But that's almost the funny thing is I don't think Lewis Hamilton has a shot of being front page with all that other stuff going on.
Well, that's what I'm
the
thinking.
sad
I'm
thing
thinking,
about motorsport.
I don't check newspapers and stuff, but I don't know. I almost think that Lewis getting his first Ferrari win in F1 is bigger than all this for front page news. That's because that's like transcending the sport. Everyone knows Lewis. Everyone knows Ferrari. Everyone knows the iconography that's involved there.
Yeah,
that's it. That's an easy sell.
Sure. Okay. I like to agree. I love motorsport and I do not like soccer.
Well,
That is-
maybe not the front page in like USA, but everywhere around
Well, Kim K,
everywhere else.
if Kim K was there, you betcha. You bet that's front news.
Yeah.
Kim K's boyfriend wins race. That's the headline.
Yeah.
For some red team. All right, so look in. Who's new? Spain, Bortoleto, or Harry Benjamin?
Well, I'm giving it to the only F1 driver there in Bortoleto.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, how do you not get points in that situation?
Almost,
what are you
almost
doing?
half the grid retires.
What are you doing, son?
Yeah, and a pretty average driver in front of you gets a 10-second penalty.
Mm.
And again, Hulkenberg put that car into Q3.
Yeah.
The car had pace.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
Gabby.
So, Gabby gets it.
All right, buffed. A, Ferrari strategy calls.
Mhm.
Upward trajectory.
Yeah, big buff. Yep.
B, Lance Stroll out qualifying Fernando for the first time in 2 years. Something.
Yeah.
It's pretty unreal.
Yeah.
And C, Hadjar's drive from the back of the field back up to 6th.
All right. Well, naturally, I just lean straight towards A on that one, and I'll tell you why. Here's why. Okay, you listening?
I'm
This is
listening.
why.
You tell me why. Because you love Lulu. You're in a Lulu love fest right now.
No. Just let me talk. All right.
Talk.
Okay.
Speak.
So number B. All right. Now you're throwing off my train of thought. Give me the candidates again. real
Okay,
quick,
so
just who it
Ferrari
was.
strategy calls.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll out qualifying Fernando and
Yeah.
Hadjar's drive back through the field.
Yeah. Cool. I'm giving it to Lewis because yes, Stroll finally got a win over Alonso, but Alonso looks like he is checked out. He can't stop shit talking the sport. He can't stop shit talking the car.
Yeah.
He looks super depressed. He's now hinted at, retirement, whether it's like this year or next year, because Barcelona is every 2 years. So no Barcelona on the calendar
right.
next year, just if that caught you out.
That's a rot.
Yeah.
Why? Because Spain can't have 2 Grand Prix?
Yeah, it's gonna and it's swapping with Spa. So we alternate with Spa. So Spa's not even on the calendar every year.
Two tracks that have been around forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Formula
Get
One is
angry.
Fucking retarded.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like just
There's a swear there too. Ooh. Jeez. Yeah. So I don't think that's he's achieved anything. Like we know how sorry
No,
and sad
where did both
Aston
cars
Martin
finish?
is. Yeah.
they didn't.
No, exactly right. So there's no way. I'm giving that a buff award. Who was your number C?
My number C, Hadjar for driving back
Hadjar.
through the field.
Hadjar, yeah, good racing craft by him. But
And he was like eating the
imagine
field
what
up.
he could have done if he just started properly in the first place. He
Yeah.
probably would have had Piastri, let's be honest.
Oh,
He
yeah.
probably would have had Piastri.
Yeah. He probably
and-
would have. Oh, no. Max. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. He would have. I was thinking maybe he could get to the podium, but I'm like, oh, Max didn't even. Yeah, he wasn't getting through Max.
No, that's true. You're not. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Max
cool
is-
myself down. Just
Thou shall not pass.
easy. Yeah.
So yeah, whilst we can admire his racecraft and all the moves he put around Barcelona, he kind of cost himself in the first place anyway, and
I mean, those Red Bulls
and-
approved. Max couldn't even get the things
it
off
was
the
just
line.
damage limitation. So
Yeah.
So, but yes, Ferrari's radio calls, their positivity over the radio now. Maybe we're entering the era where we can't make fun of them anymore. Maybe now it's they mean business.
Yeah. They just the Ferrari as a whole.
Like after this win with Lewis, I wasn't sitting there thinking, that's so great he did it. Like now he can finish out his career and he's done everything he wanted to do, and well done, Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, oh, he's on for a championship here. Like
Literally,
this car,
yeah. Man.
everyone likes to downplay it. Like, oh, I'm not really thinking about that. Bullshit. You have to be thinking about it. That's the only reason you're here is for the
As soon as
championship.
Kimi DNF'd from that race, you're like, oh, that's a 25. You don't have 25-point swings often.
No, and I'll remind you, Hamilton's second ahead of George already.
Yeah. So he's already got one box ticked.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, could he get his 8th? Like, is he going to get repaid for what happened to him in 2021? And is he actually going to leapfrog Michael Schumacher this year? I mean, just think about the sport for a moment and how it ebbs and flows and how it's had these big moments and it just keeps breaking all these records and you think, what's left? And people, fuck the sport, this sucks, I'm leaving. All of a sudden, if Lewis Hamilton's fighting legitimately for a world championship and he could become the most winningest driver of all time, that's going to get attention. People are going to tune in to watch that bit of history.
I mean, what a
Because
great.
that may never, ever happen again.
If it comes down to the last race and it's Kimi versus Lewis, I mean, that is peak. You got the driver who's broken all the records for the youngest to ever do anything versus, back in the day, there probably was 40-plus-year-olds winning championships and stuff. But, I mean, damn, if he's not breaking records, for doing stuff as an old bloke, that's what you've got going to the final race. The oldest guy doing things at the age that you haven't seen in a long time. Like I've got it noted here later about the last time someone his age won a race versus Kimi, who's doing everything at an unbelievable rate in his career.
Yeah, the two things I'll add to that is it's interesting how it's once again the old dog and the new buck. But this time,
Hamilton's done this.
But Hamilton's already done this. Like this should be like a Kimi v Verstappen type fight right now.
He's over welcoming his stay is what he's doing.
Yeah, like he's almost proving just how good he is, that he can be competitive through different areas of the sport.
Yeah,
whereas you can again we've had this argument on and off so many times. What's more important, the car or the driver? And both have a percentage, but it probably usually favors the car, right? But man, it must be hard to learn a whole new system every time, a whole new set of rules, a whole new game each time the era changes. And he hasn't just been like a Vettel where I'm only good in this era and I can't do anything else outside of that.
Yeah.
He's covered it all. Like I think that is super impressive. So that's I think that's going to be huge if we're on for a championship battle between those two.
I'd love to know what Fernando thinks for this. Like he's the old dog who hasn't won a race in 14 years.
I mean, that would be front page news, if he did that.
Yeah.
It doesn't look likely. But then Ferrari's last championship was almost 2 decades ago. That alone is front page news. Like it's not like it's been a few years now, 4 or 5. They haven't won in a long time.
Well, those bloody tapes of that year might as well be in black and white.
Yeah. I mean, whoever driver you back, you kind of secretly always want to see Ferrari do well. Like everybody loves Ferrari. They're iconic to the sport.
It's the F1 team.
Yeah, exactly.
Ferrari is F1.
Exciting times ahead, I think.
Yeah. It's the sport's in good health when Ferrari are doing well. And they're lucky they've been consistently second best. Like they've been there or thereabouts for 10 years, but they just needed something. And if it's a 7-time world champion to pull them over the line, then so be it.
Yeah, I was stoked on it. I was stoked on the victory, and I hope we get a lot more of it this season. So.
And it's been coming slow. That's the thing. It's not like, oh, you got to win. It's like he's just been consistent and getting better all year to this point.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it stopping. I think he had the pace. Again, we missed the wheel-to-wheel racing with George to see what he really had. But he did the work in the mid part of that race to even be with him with a shot.
Yeah.
Like the pace was in the car to be in contention for this to happen.
But it's even the thing of committing to the 3-stop, not kind of waiting around to see what everyone else does. He was like, I have a plan, I have a strategy. Let's go out and execute and give ourselves the best shot. And they did that.
And it's not hard. Like, the amount of people that have got doing maths on all this. What's pit lane? 22 seconds. And then you look at the tyre deck. After 10 seconds, they were, I don't know how far off the pace, but they just certainly looked slow. So all of a sudden, it's probably one of those things, and this is what I've said 100 times in the past. If you can make a tyre fall off to the point where it's close to a 2-stop and a 3-stop, the race time overall is close.
Yeah.
That's where
what
you get the split strat. Some will do the 2, some will do the 3, and it's all about track position and time management. That is peak, and that is what we got.
Well, then, because that sort of then naturally allows for like 2 driving styles. If you're doing a 3-stopper, then you're probably
flat
balls to the wall.
Yeah.
So you're like, I think of, again, like Hamilton's clearly, but Verstappen fits in that category. Someone who just wants to drive the absolute nuts off the car from start to finish. But then maybe someone like, I'd say it, Piastri or like maybe Leclerc, they want to get into a good rhythm and a good groove. And they're like, I'm happy to lose
they feel more
half a second a lap.
with the track position but going slow than having to come from behind and fight, but have the pace and the confidence to do it because they don't have the confidence to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas, Hamilton, Verstappen, just unflappable confidence that they can get the job done.
Like the I don't remember word for word what it said, but when he asked, what times am I doing? He didn't respond with like a 20.9. It was like, you're smashing it. Yeah. He was like, this is unbelievable. Like, you're actually doing it. Like, this is crazy. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So
They were probably surprised with the pace. I was surprised. You watched the race and he didn't seem to have overwhelming pace. And again, it was probably a bit of management. You just he would have known. I just need to be in touch for that last stint. You know, you want to extend each stint to then have the least tyre life, but also stay within a certain amount of time for when you pit. So there's still a bit of management because you don't need to blow the thing out the water and then cause harm to yourself. But that's where the execution of the strategy comes in. And yeah, they got lucky with the safety car, but I think it was inevitable. I really think he wins that race if the safety car the VSC doesn't come out when it does.
Yeah,
I think he had the pace to get it done.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, fucking George got passed by Kimi.
Yeah.
The one person he really needed to not pass him.
Yeah.
Like the one person.
Yeah.
And he let him slip.
Yeah. That's a big hit. Even though Kimi's race ended the way it did, that's a big hit to the ego for George for sure.
Oh, God. I mean, it's bad. All bad. All right. Nerfed. So we locked in Ferrari strategy. Yep. Sweet. Nerf category. All right. So A, we have Hulkenberg for his switch off from the gravel. Did you see that? See that? What are you doing today? What did your day today?
Yeah, not a whole lot. Hey, what was it?
This is unbelievable. So did you see any of the...
Well, you said, I'll take care of the show today. I was like, sweet, I don't have to do nothing.
That is why. Did you see any of the trackside beauty shots? And did you ever see how big the gravel was? There?
Oh, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, they were giant
stones. They were stones.
Yeah.
Like, that's not... They used to call that shit kitty litter. They were stones, man.
Yeah,
they were like window breakers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this footage has come out and it's showing now that he was following Lawson, and Lawson went just a little bit wide and flicked up some of this gravel, and because they're fucking stones, it hit the fire extinguisher button, and it hit the Urs kill switch button on his car, it shut his car down.
Oh, so that's why he DNF'd.
Yeah, and he just had to roll into the box, and that was it. Yeah.
How unlucky is that?
That is the definition of a nerf.
That is crazy.
I can't believe you didn't see that.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I did see that. Obviously I knew he DNF'd.
Yeah.
And I just figured it was a mechanical thing. It was a shame for him because he was on for a good race.
He literally...
What are the chances?
Oh, you hear it just shattered in stones, and then the car just dies. It just shuts off, and he's just cruising into the box.
I got to find that footage. That's great.
It's shocking.
Oh,
but then,
man.
like I said,
did he know what had happened?
No, I don't think anyone knew.
Or they sort of got back and then they're like, "Why is there a giant stone in here?" And then why is there a giant ding in the fire extinguisher button or whatever?
And it's only like it's not like Lawson only put half a tire width off. Yeah. It reminds me of they said this is Mario Kart this season.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's interesting, because I thought you were going to say the stone flicked up and hit him and injured him, and he was like, "Oh, my finger's broken or something," or whatever.
Yeah.
But then it almost sounds lucky that it wasn't worse. Can that shatter through the visor and hit you in the face? We know how much how big safety is in Formula One.
Yeah.
And it's once again you think you can prepare and plan for everything, but then something happens. And a dude's car gets switched off from a stone getting kicked up.
And hitting the button. I mean, you got to wonder, are they going to move the buttons? What's the solution? You can't have cars just shutting themselves down because a button got pushed by a stone kicked up from the car in front.
You're going to have a dash or something, or steering wheel covers, or...
Well, I think it's the button on the front of the halo, so the marshals.
Right.
The clutch button that they got.
Right, so I'm picturing it it ricocheted off something.
Yeah, well, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that's what happened. I think it's more you would have seen the photos they took of Norris's car. There's quite a combination of buttons on the outside of the car.
Yeah.
And one of them's the switch off for the car and fire suppression, and then obviously the clutch thing that Norris got done for. What?
It could have hit anywhere on the car.
Yeah.
Probably would have broken anything, whatever it hit. But yeah, it hits that one button.
Hits the button and turns the car off when his race is over.
That's great.
So that's nerf number 1.
Yeah.
Nerf number 2 is Leclerc, 3 crashes in 8 days. And then an eventual DNF. We've already discussed that one.
Yeah.
And nerfed is Antonelli's season-long dominance on Russell.
Yeah, I'm giving that to A. That's too good. That is too good. That's just a random... And the fact that they didn't even know it, it wasn't he was like, oh, something hit the car and it just switched off.
Yeah. He probably assumed it went all through the ducts and severed some cables, done some real damage, not just turn the car off.
I just love the fact that he probably got to the pits and everyone was going through the data and what has happened? And then all of a sudden the kill switch was it.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's great.
AFK. A, Oscar Piastri.
Mm-hmm.
B, Charles and Kimi in the last 4 laps.
Yeah.
And C, George Russell. Has anyone seen him?
Yeah, well, he's falling into a similar pattern and routine, isn't he, George?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to give this to Piastri. He's just got nothing. I mean,
he's the definition of a bot at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, there's 8 scoring. There's 8 positions on the grid
He's an NPC
that are going to 8 drivers no matter what, unless there's unforeseen circumstances that occur, and that leaves 2 points positions left for the other.
Yeah,
was it 14 drivers? And right now, out of those 8, he is looking well and truly like 7th best, and possibly even 8th best.
Who's that?
Hadjar.
Yeah, that's questionable.
We didn't get to see them really. He had a bad start, so we didn't get to see maybe the true pace in a race. It looked like Hadjar was closing time in on him at the end from memory.
I don't know, it was a lap down. It was the first car lap down.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, doesn't fill me with great confidence. He looks like a shell of himself. And, yeah, I want answers. Frankly, I want answers.
That's the problem. I mean, I did kind of laugh. You know, the bias is unbelievable in Formula One. Oh, sorry, in the Sky Sports box. But they did mention, who are they talking about? They were talking about, I think they were talking about Leclerc. It was biased in both ways. Maybe it was Piastri. They're talking about how wild it was. It was, because why else would I give a fuck? Sure. They're talking about how wild it was that Piastri was, 30 odd seconds behind his teammate.
Mm-hmm.
But they failed to see or note or pick up that Leclerc was having that same issue.
Yeah.
He was also multiple pit stops behind his teammate.
Yeah.
So that made me laugh. But
that's the thing, right?
There needs to be an explanation for how that kind of a thing can happen. And again, like I said, they're so similar. Last year they were so similar. They're so similar through qualifying, and then the race comes, and Oscar's nowhere. He's AFK.
Yeah, I mean they were split by less than 100th most of last season. It was always like it was the finest of margins splitting them.
Terrible.
This year he's like what 300s down.
Yeah, well, exactly. If he's within a 10th and a half, I'm like, stellar effort.
He's just not there, No. And then you multiply that by 66 laps, and all of a sudden, it's you're 30 seconds down. So
facts.
Oscar gets the AFK.
With the George one, I won't lie to you. I drifted a couple of times last night.
Mm-hmm.
I did drift
I
off.
figured.
I did drift
You're
off.
weak these days. You're changed.
Yeah. So one of the times I did, I heard the radio comms to Lewis, 15 laps to go. And I was feeling pretty comfortable, in myself, that I'd stay awake. I don't think I lasted another lap. And then I woke up and there was 2 laps to go. They were on the VSC. And I looked at it and I saw Kimi was out and Leclerc was out. And I was like, oh. But then I didn't care too much because last I saw, Kimi was struggling to pass George and then kind of dropped back. So I was like, yeah. So I never even bothered to look at what happened until I saw on Facebook today, Kimi Antonelli retires from the Grand Prix from 2nd. And I was like, what? No fucking chance. So then I had to go watch the highlights and I was shocked, I was shocked that George let that happen. I was shocked that Kimi got the move done and it explained it because I woke up and I watched the end of the race and I watched the podium and I watched the cool-down room and George looked very dubious. For a guy who could, I'm sure he complained that the race was stolen from him from the VSC, same as Japan, which it wasn't. I'm sure he said all those things.
Yeah, I mean, from your perspective, if you had no context of what happened, you'd expect that George Russell being 2nd and scoring a huge bag of points over Kimi, who scored none, and brings him not back into the championship fight, but certainly
just helps a bit.
Certainly gets him a lot closer. You'd think he would just be absolutely frothing.
Yeah, well,
but no, he wasn't.
I thought it'd be angry the way the race played out. Again, you could argue the VSC helped. Well, the VSC did help Lewis. You could argue that it stole the race from George, which I disagree. I think Lewis was in with a shot. But the way George thinks, I mean, he thought the Suzuka race was gifted to him. Should have been, which he was never going to win that race. But he thinks he would have. So I thought for sure this guy was just going to be steaming, seething. But he seemed quite happy. And I couldn't fathom. I was like, that does make sense. But the fact that he was going to finish 3rd, he was going to finish behind Kimi again in a race where he had him pace on most of the race, and they're not even fighting for the win, and he let the guy through again. I think that's why he was so happy, because he's like, visually, awful. Like, what everyone's seen, it's like, he's a cuck, big time. But the fact that he got to finish 2nd and Kimi scored no points, like you said, he's frothing, loving it.
But he wasn't like like his normal kind of over the top self.
No, but he should have. I was
downplaying it
expecting
all.
the angry, bitchy, whiny Pom George Russell.
Yeah. Well, he's just always that naturally anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And this season especially, this race didn't go my way. Oh, give me this. Oh, bloody give me that. The car, this. But that's what I mean. He wasn't. He was like quite chill.
Yeah.
For a race that I suspect he assumed was taken from him, I think he was quite content with the way the race played out, which was a shock. Because
that's a fair point.
he has an argument that that could be the second race this year stolen by VSC. He's wrong.
I think it's still Oscar though. Oscar still definitely is the most AFK.
He's completely AFK. Yeah, he's
nowhere like
he's an NPC. That's what they need to
If those two guys on the broadcast said that he's lost a lot of stock and people are forgetting about him.
Well, they said it after the race.
Yeah, I see some truth in that, unfortunately. So yeah. Any other categories?
Easter egg. Have you got one?
My one was going to be the Lance Stroll one. So I was going to note about him finally out qualifying Alonso after 42 attempts.
Yep.
And just how actually sad and sorry that is. So, but you beat me to it. So.
Wow. It's pretty weak.
Well, I
it was
figured,
all over the coverage. But, it's fine.
Was it all over the coverage? Not the 106 Hamilton wins or the...
That was there too.
Or the Brit on Brit podium.
Yeah, that was there too. That was all there.
Yeah.
I initially was going to do... What was it? I think I was going to do the Brit podium.
Mm-hmm.
But again, all over the coverage. But then I stumbled across it. So Hamilton's the oldest winner since Sir Jack Brabham in 1970. Not really a shock. It's a young man's sport these days. But that's still a long time.
Because Nigel had it for a little while, didn't he? Pretty sure
I think he was like the most recent over 40 driver to win over 40.
Yeah. And how old is Hamilton now? Is he 42? Is he
41? Something.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's 41.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's a young man's sport now, and he hasn't. When did he win a race last? Did he win a race in his last season, Mercedes? He only got one or two wins in Mercedes
I'm pretty
after the
sure he got no wins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's testing my memory.
I feel like he got one win through the whole Grand Prix era.
He might have. Actually, no, he must have, because I'm pretty sure they said that was his first win since 2024, and that would have been his last Mercedes year.
Yeah. I've got a feeling he only won one race that whole Grand Prix era. I mean, the guy's got 106 wins, and you take 5 years out of his career.
Yeah.
Out of his last 5 years, you just delete him.
In his prime window too, really.
Yeah. So that's crazy. But yeah, there you
go. That's it, huh?
That's it. That's the categories all done.
So yeah, I think like we said at the top, we're probably expecting a little bit of a mid race, something a little bit meandering, and it turned out to be, obviously historic on some level, and quite thrilling. I mean, it's interesting to see. There's not as much talk about the batteries. There's a lot of
talk's almost gone about batteries, super clipping.
Yeah,
you just don't hear it.
There's a lot of reliability issues. It's amazing how many cars are just DNFing every race.
Yeah,
like having no pace is one thing, and having like 3/4 of the field lapped by the end of the Grand Prix, like
there's 5 cars.
That's one thing, but like the amount of DNFs that we're seeing. And it's not just from like the bottom 3 teams or something.
Yeah, maybe Antonelli.
Mercedes are clearly they might be plagued with some engine issues here. Like they're having a few problems.
And that's all Ferrari need to get in the door. They're developing their car and they're getting there while Mercedes is still quick, clearly, but are also having reliability issues.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like even though this was Hamilton's first win, he's collected good points every single race, and he's splitting the Mercedes, but he's also hunting down Kimi now. And you think if their development does leapfrog Mercedes, where he's basically rode out these first, say, 6 Grand Prix and just made sure he kept consistently scoring a good amount of points, and they have a lot more confidence and momentum in the back half, it could be, we could be on for the 8th world title.
If it ends up being a Hamilton chasing down Kimi Antonelli, he's only a second-year driver.
That's still impressive.
The pressure? Oh, but the pressure. Does the pressure get to him? I mean, normally you have to lose one to win one.
This kid does not look like
Lewis Hamilton. You got Lewis motherfucking.
I think he would rise to the occasion.
Hamilton chasing you down. If he's just whittling that points lead away, I mean, there's still like 15 odd races left. Just whittling that points down. You get into the business end of the year. You get into Hamilton prime time.
No,
and you're telling me he ain't gone crap.
this kid he was born and bred to race Formula One. I think he handles pressure more than most Formula One drivers.
So far, 100%.
He looks pretty uncrackable.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd agree to this point.
That could change at any
this point
time.
of the year, it's fuck around time. Right
You
now.
never know. Like it could just be that one crash that just rattles you, shakes your confidence. You know, you almost feel like that's almost what happened to Ricardo. You know, like I don't necessarily think that he had a crash, but his like loss of confidence like so quickly was
where
like
he broke his wrist.
Yeah, but like was that enough? Like it wasn't. I feel like he was already on that downward trajectory there. But my point being, like, you know, it could just be that one thing to throw you up. Look, Piastri was championship leader last season. You know, I would have put money on him to close it out. He looked like the more confident driver, and then right from when he put it in the wall at Azerbaijan, it's just been a slow and painful decline since then. You know, a year ago he won Barcelona. You know,
like his 4th win of the year.
Yeah, and we were basically saying like he's going to overtake all of the Aussie drivers for most wins. He's going to smash and break every record, and he's so early in his career. And now we're sitting in a position where it's like, I don't think he's going to win one this year. Like, where is he going to win one? The car doesn't look strong, but he certainly doesn't look at all confident in it. So
he hasn't failed to win a race in a season since his rookie year.
And hopefully we aren't subjected to that this season. So
I don't know. It's going to take a. That's the unfortunate thing. That team needs a big upswing, but he's got a battle on his hands with Norris as well.
Big time. Yeah, entertaining racing. I am very much looking forward to Austria. I love Austria. So it's not next week. We have a bye week next week.
Yeah, okay.
It's the following week after.
I'll trust you.
So, and then we must have a triple header. We have to have a triple header. I'm sure
Have we
do.
had one this year? No.
No, I don't think so. No.
It's June.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to Austria.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
Oh yeah, these race weekends are getting good. I wouldn't. Yeah,
Things are getting dialed in.
Bit of an F1, you know.
You're coming back.
Critic.
You're coming back.
Yeah,
Maybe
but they're on an upward trend. The last couple of races, they've been good.
And I'm going to sign off right here before you start to talk about the NASCAR, because you haven't mentioned it once, and that's how I know the Formula One was very interesting this week.
Danny Hamlin got a 3-peat.
Okay. GG's.
All right. See you next week.
Goodbye.